The Plagues of Egypt. God's power over all. The 10 plagues of Egypt showcase the power of God over various aspects of life, nature, and Egyptian deities, illustrating the divine authority in contrast to human and other perceived powers. Each plague represents a specific attack on the false gods and societal foundations of Egypt, proving God's supremacy. Here's a breakdown of the plagues and the symbolic power demonstrated through each. The plagues. 1. Water turned to blood, Nile River. This first plague turned the Nile, Egypt's lifeline, into blood. The Nile was revered as a god, Hapi, in Egyptian culture. By turning it into blood, God demonstrated his power over Egypt's primary source of life and prosperity. The plagues. 2. Frogs. The second plague brought a swarm of frogs upon Egypt, symbolizing power over the goddess Heqet, often depicted with a frog's head and associated with fertility and childbirth. God's control over the frogs illustrated his authority over creation and life. The plagues. 3. Gnats, lice. This plague turned dust into gnats, swarming people and animals. Egyptian priests valued purity and cleanliness, and this infestation rendered them unclean, undermining their ability to serve. This plague showed God's power over the natural world and the perceived purity of the priestly class. The plagues. 4. Flies. Swarms of flies tormented the Egyptians in the fourth plague. This demonstrated God's power over the earth and its creatures, and possibly targeted the god Khepri, often depicted with a scarab beetle's head, symbolizing creation. The plagues. 5. Livestock disease. This plague struck Egypt's livestock with disease, decimating their herds. The Egyptians worshipped the bull god Apis, symbolizing strength, and Hathor, a goddess associated with cattle. This plague represented God's power over wealth, strength, and sustenance. The plagues. 6. Boils. Painful boils broke out on Egyptians and their animals. This affliction, which even the magicians couldn't heal, showcased God's power over health, showing that human intervention W6 as powerless before divine judgment. The plagues. 7. Hail and fire. The seventh plague unleashed a devastating storm of hail and fire, destroying crops and livestock in the fields. This plague demonstrated God's control over the weather and targeted Egyptian gods like Nut, sky, and Set, storms. The plagues. 8. Locusts. A swarm of locusts consumed any remaining crops, symbolizing total devastation of Egypt's resources. By destroying their food source, God showed his power over provision and harvest, defying gods of agriculture like Min and Osiris. The plagues. 9. Darkness. This plague cast darkness over Egypt for 3 days, challenging Ra, the sun god and one of Egypt's most revered deities. God's ability to block out the sun illustrated his supremacy over light, life, and time. The plagues. 10. Death of the firstborn. In the final and most severe plague, the firstborn of every Egyptian family died, a direct assault on Pharaoh, who was considered a god and protector of his people. This plague underscored God's ultimate authority over life and death, leading to the release of the Israelites. Conclusion. Each plague not only brought suffering but symbolized God's dominance over the Egyptian gods, the forces of nature, and the structures that upheld Egyptian society. By showing his power over every facet of life, God underscored his uniqueness and sovereignty, emphasizing the futility of worshipping anything or anyone else. Subscribe, share, like, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and associates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information on Jesus Christ, God, Lord, Bible lessons and other religious content every day, week, month, and year. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the current information. Thank you for watching.